Morning everybody, here we are back at Stocks Farm after our quick update in Slovenia. Dexter with me again this morning. We're down at the hop yard that's been freshly planted with the Bramlin cross, planted in the summer, and plants are looking okay. Few problems, no problems really on there. A few weeds coming in here, which is a bit of an issue, and the grow's been through and just scuffled the ground here to get the big weeds down, but in the rows there you can still see the weeds are around the plants, but that's not going to be too much of a problem, we think. This end of the hop yard was planted later, so the plants are smaller, and at the far end there's 4 rows that are unplanted. When they got to plant those, the plants weren't quite strong enough, so they've grown. They're going to leave them in the greenhouse and plant them out as roots in the spring. So at this far end over here, this other end, is where the stronger plants are, and you can see they've actually almost got to halfway up the other strings. You can see this end, so the Bramlin cross have grown away quite well. Some of the plants almost halfway up the strings there. So these won't produce anything this year. They'll be left and hopefully get a bit of a pick off them next year, coming into full production the year after that. And we just made our way along to the back end of the target hops. These target are the latest to be picked, as we said before, and they don't look too bad. There's probably because they've got a little bit more time to mature, these will produce a reasonable yield. Pest and disease wise, there's been very little problems. In fact, powdery mildew and downy mildew, two of the biggest problems we haven't seen at all. Aphids we've hardly seen. Those are the third one of the big problems, and the fourth one is red spider mite, which because of the heat we have seen a few of those, and growers have been struggling to keep on top of them. They've done so. Red spider is a very small spider mite which attacks the leaves and can get in the cones if it's left to develop. But the main problem being is that they tend to be right up in the top of the plants where they can see the sunshine, and that's very difficult for spray control to get up there. So tricky problem, but the rain came, and the red spider don't tend to develop well in the rain or the cooler weather. It's gone slightly cooler, and so all in all, pest and disease well under control. I think we're going to have a pretty good crop in terms of quality, and on these targets shouldn't be too bad on yields. But the other varieties we'll take a look at now, and they're a little bit lighter. Here we are in the Pilgrim. Actually, these have thickened up a little bit as well since last time we filmed. A lot since last time we filmed, and even a little bit since the last time I had a look, which was about 4 or 5 days ago, since I was in Slovenia. And they are putting on a bit of weight now, and the rains come at the right time. We could probably do with a few more drops now, but it's put a lot more growth into the cones. There's not a lot of leaf or structure on the plants, but the cones are now starting to fill out a little bit. We've had a very early report from Germany, and some of the plants there are yielding better than the growers initially thought, and about 30% of the growers have started picking, and they reckon that the yields are a bit heavier. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that will continue to be the case, and that the varieties will grow well. You can see here these Pilgrim are thickening up quite nicely. So there's still about 3-4 weeks to go. Well, that's probably 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks to go before these are picked, and they have improved immensely. And here we are in some trial plots that Richard grows just on the side of one of the hop yards here. This is very exciting for me because this is one of our new Charles Farm development varieties, Jester, and this is its first year that will produce. Last year the plants were sort of halfway up the road, 3/4 of the way up the road this time of the strings at this time of year, and for its first year this is looking pretty good, particularly considering the year it's had to develop and get going. It's a lot better than we have hoped for, hopping well down the vine. They're looking to produce a few cones this year. We'll give those a try again. We've already got some brewers lined up to try those for us, and hopefully they'll give some nice flavours.